Hello, human beings. It's Jaffe. Good to see you. All this talk about PlayStation Plus has me wondering how PSNow works these days. I play a lot of Game Pass through the cloud just because it's so fast to try out a new game before I go, do I want to download this? And just to give you an idea, because I know streaming right now is not a viable option for everybody, this is kind of my setup. So my internet speed, 475, give or take, download. I don't know how close I am to the servers for Xbox and the servers for PlayStation Now. My guess is PlayStation Now is here in San Diego, but I really don't know. But so that's kind of my setup, and obviously everybody's mileage will vary. Let's try PlayStation Now first. I have not used this in quite some time, not because I don't like it. It doesn't really have a lot of the games I'm interested in. Now, if it turns out these guys are going to be releasing newer games, not necessarily day and date, of course, although hopefully with stuff like Shadow Warrior 3, which PlayStation Now just dropped a few weeks ago, day and date, and they were the only ones to have it day and date on a subscription service, I see myself streaming on PS Now a lot more. So I'm very curious what the current state of streaming is on this service, especially as it compares to Xcloud. So let's try a fast game. Let's try this one. ATV. Okay, so I'm hoping there really is no difference, though, between these games in terms of... Because at this point, there's no reason for one to have a noticeably better service than the other. I mean, there are reasons that would be the case, but you would think, Stadia is pretty good at this point. Luna is pretty good at this point. Xbox, from what I've played, is pretty good at this point. Like I said, I haven't seen PS Now in a long time. You would assume they'd all be comparable by now. So it's taken a while to load. It's preparing my game, and this is kind of annoying. Everything takes a while to set up, but this is, it's a little longer than I would prefer. Because part of the appeal of this is, you're right in. You don't have to do a lot of downloading and updating and all that shit. One of the things I don't like about cloud gaming is you always have to go through all this shit again because the game is launching. I'm going to turn down the volume. So this is PS Now. I'm not really playing to win. Come on, fellas. Okay. It's all right. There's definitely overcorrecting on the steering. It feels not good. No bueno. It doesn't feel terrible, but it feels a little. Let me maybe it's the bike though. No. See, that's me oversteering. That's latency there. Yeah, that's bullshit. Let's give it a benefit of the doubt. Let's try another race game. Let's try that Sonic game now. Okay, I'm not gonna try a drift or anything because I don't really know how to in this game. I'm just gonna drive for a minute and see if I can actually navigate easily. So far, this feels much better than the other game. I definitely am noticing a little visual degradation in the kind of feels a little pixely or pixelated. But this feels great. Yeah. If it wasn't even that pixelization, I would have zero problem if somebody said, hey, you don't own a PlayStation, just download PS Now and let's play it on your TV or something. With my internet and my distance to the server, whatever that is, this just feels fantastic. I would not know I was streaming a game. I wonder what it is about the other game. I guess it's the way some games are coded. I don't think this game was coded necessarily to be a game that works for streaming, like predictive controls. This is night and day. This is genuinely fun. To the point that, yeah, I'm not even paying attention to streaming, other than I'm talking to you, of course. Okay, so there you go. That's PS Now. I think that's great. That's awesome. Okay, so that's... Now, the library at this point on PS Now is consistently disappointing, but that's got to be something... for me, it's disappointing. If you're really into the retro stuff or the PS3 stuff or, older games, I think that's great. But for me... But I do. I mean, they're going to have to get on that if they really want to compete. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't need to compete, which is great. But if they want to compete with Xbox streaming and just sub-services anyway, they're going to have to get some better software. It's not that this is bad. It's just that shit's been out forever. Like, who's really going, oh my God, I can't wait to play the old Doom again? Or, I mean, it's cool Phantom Pain's on there. You know, it's cool Second Son is on there. But it's not something that I think people would subscribe to just because you might subscribe for a month and not come back. Let's check out Xbox. Here is Xbox Xcloud, whatever the fuck they call it. Let's go to racing. Oh, Dirt. Here we go. That's a great game. Dirt 5 is phenomenal. Okay, we're playing this in the cloud. Let's see how long the load up takes. Which, again, the end experience and convenience matters most, but that load up, man, if you're not right in pretty soon, it's annoying. This one also does take a little while. It's not as, that doesn't seem as long as PlayStation's, but, you know, I've played this in on the console before. So, you know, I mean, obviously it's nice it remembers, you know, where I'm at with all my shit. I haven't played this in ages, though, so I'm going to suck bad, but let's see. I was never very good at it, but it's really fucking good, though. All right, here we go. Let's see. All right. Well, hopefully I'll get a good straightaway where I can go fast. I'll try 2 racing games, though. I'll try this one, then I'll try an arcadey one. I mean, this is arcadey, but you got to slow down a lot, and that may not be the best. And this one, I would say, this one is a little pixely for me, just like the PlayStation one. So that might be my internet or games moving this fast. It's not bad at all, but it's noticeable if you're looking for it. It's also kind of hard to tell, maybe because I've gotten so used to playing newer gen games, like those Goodyear tire signs. Like, I can't really read those yet. Whereas in a PS5 or Xbox game, I think I'd be able to read the sign from that distance. Like that one, it's blurry, and now I can make it out. So we'll try that with another game. Although the best first lap and all the HUD stuff is clear as day. So maybe I think maybe it is just the texture resolution on the game, but I don't really know. Yeah, that's such a fun game. Okay, so this is great. It's phenomenal. This is you wouldn't even know you're streaming. I mean, unless you're looking for like every little, you know, visual fidelity thing. Okay, let's find a game that's faster. And again, you know, whatever you think about Game Pass, what I like about it is, you know, there's a lot more new shit. Yeah, you got old shit, you know, but I mean, look, it's, you know, brand new for what it's worth, brand new day one releases. But again, that's not for everybody. I'm not trying to sell you on Game Pass. I'm literally just trying to compare the streaming. Why don't we do Doom Eternal? That's pretty fucking fast. Let's try that. Yeah, so this remembers all my games, which is awesome. I'm terrible at this game. I love this game, but I'm terrible at it. Loads pretty fast. Doesn't load as fast as next-gen consoles. That was always the promise. They're like, oh, we're going to be running on the very best hardware. It's like, well, fucking run quick. All right, now this will be interesting. This is a weird one because maybe this is a bad idea because I can't tell if it's because it feels a little off, but that might be the aiming. Like, I usually play this with a keyboard and mouse. Oh, I know what I'll do. Let me go to Halo. Because Halo, I played that whole game through with a keyboard. I mean, with a controller. So hopefully that'll give us still a good read. Oh, it's such a good game, though. This game's awesome. So good. It's so interesting, too, because I get so hyped and excited about stuff like this. And I know a large percentage of people who watch a lot of my stuff, they really hate this shit. They don't want anything to do with streaming and stuff, and that's fine. But the people who will really vibe with it and enjoy it, most of them don't watch my stuff because they're more, you know, casual is the wrong word. They're still gamers. They're not gamers like they're looking for, you know, people talking about games who aren't IGN or something. I'm still wearing my Christmas armor because I like Christmas. Now this will be the proof in the pudding. Now it's like, Jaffe, you suck. It must be the streaming. No, it's just I suck. But that's okay. Where's my weapon? That's my boy right there. Oh shit, I'm dead. Yeah, I haven't played this in like 2 months, so I'm a little rusty. That guy sounds just like Tim Moss, who was the CTO on God of War. Just letting you know. Maybe it is. Where the fuck are the bad guys? I mean, that's me sucking. Hang on, let me try again. It's a good game, though. It feels great. It feels really, really good. And I'm playing online, too, so this is fantastic. Let me go with a rapid-fire weapon so I can see if I can move my shots. But again, I suck at this, so don't, you know. I mean, you can make fun of me if you want, but don't think my shooting poorly is because of the latency. This control's great. I'm feeling no. There's a dude right there. Goddamn right, I'll take a free kill. Yeah, that feels fantastic. You know, I don't think I would want to play, you know, MLG serious competitive. But not because it feels bad, but because when you're playing a game like this, obviously you need every advantage you can get. But if I'm just kind of casually playing and grinding up my character, playing with some friends and whatnot, it's cool. Totally, totally fucking cool. To the point that I don't want to stop playing it. I know I need to wrap up this video. I have a stream coming today. I'm going to have to edit this video. And I'm like, oh, I want to play more. I want to get into a couple of more firefights to make sure that I'm... Because those last 2 firefights, I couldn't quite tell if that was my fault or if that was the game's fault. I always fuck up in that. Like, I'm always trying to... I just rush in, and I don't, like, take time to heal. See, I can't... I don't have the discipline to break the lock. I could have manually moved away and I'd still be alive. But I'm just like, oh, I have to see if I can get him with all my shots. And then I die. You know, I don't know on this one. I think it feels great. There are some moments that I'm unable to determine if I am doing poorly because of my just lack of skill. I'd love to get somebody who's a really good Halo player and, you know, see what they think. Like I said, I think it's very fun. I'm not having a problem with it. But I can't quite tell if I'm sucking because I suck or... Come on now. Come on now. What? Yeah, that felt great. I mean, it sucks for me, of course, but that felt great. Like, in terms of the lack of latency, I wouldn't have even known it. This feels great, you guys. Good stuff. Now, if I had a chance to play it not streaming, honestly, if I had, it depends. I guess it would depend on a couple of things. Where I'm in the house, if I'm sitting in front of a TV and I have this pumped into my smart TV, I'd be cool. And if I'm not playing competitively, it's a question of which starts faster. To be honest with you, the Xbox hardware still starts faster because you can go to resume game and you're, you know, even though it's an online game, so it's maybe not, but short of that though, yeah, I mean, it's cool. See if I can just stay hidden. God damn it. All right, come on now. I mean, what else do you need to know if you're engaged in the game at a score level? Think about that. I mean, maybe I think about it because, like, the way I, you know, my parents were always supportive of all of our shit we did, but we didn't have a lot of money, you know? And the idea that, you know, a kid could be playing the latest and greatest games and instead of your parents having to figure out where to get like $400 or $500, which back then for my parents was a challenge. It's like, all right, well, just here's $15 a month. We can do that. And you're playing the latest and greatest. How cool is that? Ah, it's a good game. Anyway, there you go. So I would say it's negligible at this point. So the good news is whether you like PSN or whether you like Xbox or Game Pass in terms of the experience once you're in and playing, I think it's totally negligible. I think the real issues are PS Now takes a little longer to load up. Whatever. I think the bigger issue is the content. And I appreciate that a lot of you guys who watch things like this don't care because you're going to buy it. That's great. But if you're watching this because you like streaming, I would really consider that aspect of it. Are you okay going back and playing, games that you saw in GameStop 10 years ago? Are you okay with a relatively slow drip, at least at the moment, of titles that come to PlayStation Now that are fresh and new? That may be changing. I hope it changes. But at the moment, that's kind of where, that's the deficiency on it. But I think what I would say at this point is I would buy, or I would sub, depending on your hardware situation, I would sub to Xbox Game Pass. But I would play on Game Pass because of Game Pass. I think I would play on PS Now because, well, I've already got PlayStation Plus 2.0 and I've already got the hardware or a PC. And, there's a cool game that I never got around to playing. But I don't think that would be the reason I would go out and buy a PlayStation. But it would be the reason I would, how do I put it? How do I better articulate? Game Pass streaming can be the main course, whereas PS Now streaming is like, it's a nice side dish, but I can't imagine you would want to subscribe long-term just to get the streaming content. But if you do like the streaming content, it plays great, just as good as the other one. So be well. See you soon. Bye.